You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
I go by Toyota. Sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13.
I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.
Last week, Kiki snatched Sashayed away and Lavoie stole the show on the Graham Norton Show. And this week is only bloody snatch game. Lavoie and Kyron had a double win, and then Relisa and Chanel were in the bottom two, and Ben's alter ego Chanel was told to sashay away. This is Drag Race Season 6, Episode 6, Snatch Game. Now, you may have noticed yet again I'm doing the intro by myself. Ben could not face seeing his alter ego Chanel go home this week, so we have a guest co-host. It is Producer Bri.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back to our lovely podcast. This is where we met.
Yes,
This is
a
how
long
you
time
became
ago, during the pandemic.
Yeah, it's how you became Producer Bri in our lives.
Yes.
And now, friend.
Yes, friend Bri.
So just know that I have written down nearly every single British reference in this episode to tell you what it is.
Thank
So
God.
if you have any questions.
I was lost.
At one point, the TA was brought up, and I can't wait to describe to you what
God.
that is as well.
I don't even remember that.
Now, I will tell everyone that I have thrown my back out, and I'm on quite a cornucopia of drugs. So if I sound strange, it's because essentially, yeah, I'm high. So that's fun. Okay, so let's start off. We come back into the workroom after Kiki's elimination. What are your thoughts so far of the season, seeing as you're back on the pod and haven't spoken to you about it?
I have two big points here.
Okay.
These are not hot takes. I
Okay.
think they're pretty universal, but I love Lil, obsessed with Lil.
Yeah.
She's so cute, and like I feel like she's me. Like she's like super chill.
Yeah, you are very laid back like Lil, actually. Yeah, you're right.
But like sure of herself
Yeah.
and like funny and talented. I love her. And I think Drag Race UK is the best franchise of Drag Race.
Yeah, I
honestly.
think so. I feel like it has more heart than American, original Drag Race.
It has more heart, and it's still like a little crunchy, and it has, I think the contestants aren't trying so hard to produce themselves as they are on the main season.
Yeah, US Drag Race Plane has become kind of so slick that it's kind of it's lost its kind of emotional core, I think.
Yeah.
I was saying before that I think Lil is like any other queen that's ever been on the show before, which is someone so laid back but has so much impact. It's a really wild combination. It shouldn't work on television.
Is it like Ginger Johnson?
No, I felt like even she was a bit more like
Okay.
I feel like you could feel she was putting some effort into stuff. There's something, I've just never seen such a kind of low energy, low vibes person be so good.
She's like a vampire. She's just like floating through,
so true.
hypnotizing everyone.
The ghost haunting the season.
Yes.
So I was a little annoyed because even in Kiki's mirror message, she used the word y'all. She wrote y'all in her mirror message.
She's really trying to be American.
It's really, really was grinding
y'all
my gears.
Does not happen in the UK, right?
Y'all is not an expression in the UK. And the fact that she had to write down Y''ALL, that is not good.
I don't even know if I can pull off y'all as an American.
Right, exactly, because you're from California.
Yes.
It's tough. So there was a good reference here, which is, have you heard of Wish.com?
Yes.
Yes. So Octavia describes her look because they say, oh, we can't believe you're wearing that underneath your costume. And she says, I look like Danny Beard from Wish.com.
Yeah, like the cheap version.
Yes, exactly.
It's like what I ordered, what I got.
Exactly.
Kind of. Okay, yeah.
And then Mom is kind of talking about how she's always a runner-up, never wins, always the bridesmaid. Then we got one of my favorite moments of the episode, which was Chanel. She's talking about how she wanted to be critiqued for her outfit, and they cut to Kyron in the interview, and Kyron's like, okay, I'll give you a critique. I don't get the headpiece, and you're wearing a basic dress. I thought that was funny.
Oh, yes.
Poor Chanel. She's really fallen into the Drag Race trap, hasn't she?
Yeah, you know what? She started hard, like, trying to be the villain and read everyone, and then she pulled back.
Yeah.
And do you think she should have just doubled down?
Oh, she should have absolutely stuck to it. I think
it messed her up.
I do too. I think she would have just been, because she's been kind of slowly declining since she's tried to be nice.
Yeah.
I think she's putting too much effort into, it's split her into too many different pieces, and she's kind of
started
lost
producing herself.
Yeah, she's a fool. And then I enjoyed the kind of de-dragging part of this bit of the episode.
Oh yeah, the sweaty skin suit. So gross.
Yeah, Kyron's getting out of her skin suit and Release is gagging. And I thought, yeah, I get it. So just before we kind of got a flash of the episode, obviously we get all the guest judges. And the guest judge for this week was Amanda Holden.
Yeah, no clue. No clue.
So
she was funny though.
Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah.
She is an interesting one. She started off as an actress in like the 90s and she kind of became like a sex symbol kind of actress.
Oh, like a Pamela Anderson?
No, less sexual than that. More kind of just people thought she was attractive.
Okay.
And then she somehow, instead of getting lost in the mix like a lot of people from the 90s, she somehow clung onto it and became part of the Got Talent franchise.
Okay.
So she's been a judge on Britain's Got Talent for like forever. And she also has a radio show. So she's kind of just become like a media personality.
Okay.
She's a little bit like, it's like them putting Sofia Vergara on America's Got Talent, right?
Okay.
It's kind of like that, but less glamorous because it's the UK.
Okay. Cool. I mean, she was great.
But her and Alan have a show together where they go they go on like vacation together.
That's cute.
It's like a travel show. So I think that was also,
I could tell they had good banter.
They're very funny, the two of them.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. So back in the workroom the next day and Lavoie kind of gets her moment. How'd you feel about Lavoie?
I love Lavoie. She's amazing. I really want her to win because I want more old school queens to sign up.
Yeah.
And it's like, she's great at everything. I mean, some of the outfits are a little, old school drag, which is what maybe we're not used to seeing as much, but she's great. She's hilarious. She's so talented.
I really like her. I've turned around pretty hard on her. It's not like I didn't like her to start with. I just thought, I'm not sure where this is going to go, but I think they say it later, but the fact that she sticks to what she does, but still is kind of fresh, it's very good. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's a very Drag Race UK vibe that she has.
And you can tell everyone loves her and really respects her.
Yeah. Then Rue enters the workroom in quite the suit. It was that 70s, like, pink paisley kind of number. And unfortunately, we get one of my least favorite parts of the show, which is the reading challenge.
Oh, yeah. The library is open.
I don't believe that the UK does this very well, apart from your old school queens.
Yeah.
In fact, I think the reading challenge really only ever lends itself to queens who like are on a mic a lot, who do a lot of backwards and forwards with the audience. It never benefits like performance-based look queens or anything else. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
So did anyone stick out to you in here?
Well, first of all, Lil's necktie was so cute.
Yeah.
She's adorable. Yeah, she was funny. She said Marmalade's so skinny, she can't fall through a hole because of her hooked beak. I was like, ouch.
And you could tell Marmalade really loved that as well.
Release's jokes took too long.
Oof. Yeah, and they do her the disservice of giving her a literal wah wah sound effect, which is so harsh. I actually thought Chara's read for Release was pretty good about her being a sex bomb, how she brought sex to that one challenge and then bombed the sewing challenge.
Oh, yeah.
That was smart. I liked that.
Yeah. Who said that?
That was Charity.
Okay. Chara was a good episode for her.
Yeah, she had a good one. And then, unfortunately, poor old Chanel, she also got like a wah-wah noise. Her and Release
but
back to back.
But she's looking better with the hair in the middle part.
Yes. And then Lavoie, oh my God. Her reads for Octavia was so good. Mm-hmm. The first queen whose eyebrows can pick up the Wi-Fi was just great. So good.
Yeah.
And then I think that joke about eating an apple through a picket fence is a very old school drag joke.
Oh, is it? I've never heard that. That was really funny.
I feel like I've even heard Alan use that joke before.
And Octavia says, "Get me a flight to Turkey."
Loved it. Octavia was not too bad. She was a little shaky, but I didn't write down any of her reads.
I don't remember.
And then obviously Lavoie is the winner of the mini challenge, of course. Mm-hmm. Oh God. And then Rue announces that this week's maxi challenge is the Snatch Game. And poor Release is saying, she's like, oh God.
Here we go. Wait, who did you think was going to do well? What were your predictions?
I knew Lavoie was going to do well, and I thought that I did think Kyron would do well as well. And then everyone else I was kind of worried about.
Up in there.
Yeah. because especially like Marmalade, I feel like she has the potential to be too serious and not funny. So I was like, oh, if she chooses the wrong person, it's not going to be good. Oh, and I knew Lil would be fine.
Yeah, that's the three I wrote down: Lavoie, Lil, and Kyron, because I knew Kyron would be like well prepared.
Yes,
and Lil would just, she's just natural, and then Lavoie obviously hilarious.
It's just kind of her challenge to lose, wasn't it? Which I think I keep saying about her. And we get kind of a mini moment of Lil and Chara both want to do Queen Victoria. And as Chara says quite rightly in an interview, well, if she's funnier than me, then I'm fucked.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, because they kind of debate whether they should do two like dueling Queen Victorias.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't do that.
I'm glad. I think if someone else had done it, I think if it was like Lavoie and Lil both being Queen Victoria, that would have been like a show.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, so Rue comes in to do the walkthrough, and did you hear what she said when she walked in?
No.
Classic British intro. You're right.
Oh, you're right.
You're right.
Yeah. The first time I was in London and someone asked me that, I was like, yeah, do I look sick? Because I think I was sick.
Right.
And I really thought they were asking if I was okay, like physically okay. I didn't get it.
Oh, no, you're right is the most bland, like the only answer to you're
right.
right is, yeah, I'm all right, you're right. It's just the only answer is to ever say you're right. Oh my God, I just saw you're wearing a Oh Mary hat.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was amazing.
Oh, I love Cola so much.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was hilarious. Like laughs start to finish.
Hang on, I saw on your Instagram, were you basically in the front row?
They spit all over me.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great.
You haven't washed since.
Yeah. I'm like soaking in their genius, please.
Okay, so we have a bit of a walkthrough moment here. I don't like going into too much detail for the walkthroughs because I think they're a little boring. But Lavoie says that she's going to do Liza and talks about having kind of a personal connection to her. So she said she was David Guest's personal assistant.
Who's that?
So he is one of Liza's later in the day husbands.
Oh.
He became a weird celebrity in the UK. He went on to...
David Guest?
Yeah, I think it's G-E-S-T. I don't know. If you look him up, he has passed away, so...
Okay,
he's quite a ghoulish looking figure.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I think the rumor was, don't sue me anyone, allegedly that he was one of the gay men that she married. But I will tell you that at her wedding was done. I think it was sponsored by OK Magazine or Hello Magazine, and she had Michael Jackson and Michael Jackson and Elizabeth Taylor as her in her bridal party. She had a real like bonkers lineup of people.
Yes.
And then he famously went on to Celebrity Big Brother UK, and he is the root of... Have you ever seen that clip of Tiffany Pollard where she thinks that someone's dead in the house? David's dead. Have you heard of that?
I don't think so.
Famously, David Bowie's ex-wife was one of the housemates, as was...
Iman?
No, it was Angie... No, I can't remember her name. Anyway, so David Bowie's ex-wife was on there. David Guest, Liza Minnelli's ex-husband, and Tiffany Pollard.
Oh, okay.
And basically...
Wait, isn't Tiffany Pollard American?
Yeah, they had a whole mixture together. So's David Guest. And basically, the Big Brother people decided they had to tell David Bowie's ex-wife that he died, because he died while she was in the Big Brother house. So it's when he passed away.
What?
So they told Big Brother's like, we have to tell you this because it's important. David Bowie's passed away. She comes out of the diary room and she sees Tiffany Pollard and she's crying. And she says, David's dead. And because David Guest is in the house,
oh my God,
Tiffany Pollard thinks that David Guest has died. And unfortunately, they keep cutting to him and he's in bed and he looks dead.
Oh my gosh, that sounds hilarious. I got to look this up.
You have to. It's one of the best Big Brother UK moments. Actually, just look it up now. David's dead. Tiffany Pollard.
Oh my gosh, that is so unhinged. I love it. Oh, so Lavoie was the assistant for David Guest.
For David Guest,
oh,
yes.
Wow. So she was like in it.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then they point out, that Liza's been done twice on the show already. So that's
yes.
That is
and
tricky.
Alexis Michelle did so well.
Oh God, Alexis Michelle.
You hate her still?
It's one of those things where I did at the time, and I've now reversed on it, and she's become like kind of camp in my head and kind of an icon for it.
Yeah.
I think that happens with Drag Race.
So sincere.
It's like Laganja, how she was. I was cringing when I was watching that on TV, and now
she's iconic.
I love like as dry as your vagina. Anyway,
Your vagina.
Your vagina.
Wait, who would you do for Snatch Game? I feel like you've answered this before, but what's the latest?
It would still be Alexandra Burke. She's the one that she was the one that did the music for the Ghoul Group Challenge. You know, they met her on the stage. She was in the denim outfit. So Chanel's going to do Coco Peru, which I was really nervous about.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. I love Tu Wong Fu, but I don't remember who she was in that.
She actually, I got into her because she had some really good YouTube videos quite a long time ago. It was her doing. It was basically her going to different like stores. Oh, it's the problem with recording with my door open. You just hear every siren.
We're in Los Angeles.
Every siren and helicopter in Los Angeles.
Who was the most iconic Snatch Game character that was like the latest one? Like who was like the one that like really knocked it out? Like
in UK
or just all across the board?
I feel like I can only remember the old Snatch Games. The more recent ones start to blend into. To be honest, it's Jinx as
Little Edie.
No, Jinx as Judy Garland.
Judy Garland. Yeah.
Okay, so Chanel's doing Coco Peru. I think it's such a terrible choice because, as they said before, Coco's kind of a character. It's like doing someone else. It's too
doing someone doing a character. Yeah.
And then Release is going to do Rihanna and.
Too on the nose.
Yeah, and Rue tries to help her here.
Yeah, I know.
And she takes the advice and goes in a really bad direction with it.
Yeah, she really does look like Rihanna, but you have to make it funny.
Kyron is choosing between Miss Trunchbull or Elvis.
I thought Elvis was a good idea.
Yeah. And Rue's like, oh, you should do Elvis. And she's like, okay. She basically throws that Miss Trunchbull wig like on the floor.
Yeah.
She's like, fuck that.
She's like...
And then Octavia says she's doing the Welsh Dragon.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah. I thought it was smart because her whole thing is she kind of can't really do anything else apart from in terms of like the acting side of her. It feels like she can only really do herself.
Okay.
So I thought a Welsh Dragon makes sense because she can do whatever she wants.
Just make it crazy.
But then Rue's like, why aren't you doing Michael Jackson? Oh, God.
Oh.
She's... I have a theory about Rue's feelings on the Snatch Game. I think that they've had some really bad ones, especially Down Under. And I think she was like, she's like, I'm not fucking anyone up. I'm trying to give every single person
help them to make it successful.
And yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah.
Mom is doing Marie Antoinette. She's very serious, I thought.
This has been done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Chara, one of her choices is Mary Poppins because she doesn't want to do
I
Queen
was
Victoria.
like, how has no one done Julie Andrews? I thought that was great.
I guess, is it Ben de la Creme was Julie Andrews in that group number that they did? But
and
Julie
they're
Andrews,
like the women of musicals or something.
Rue asks, why didn't you choose someone like an Irish celebrity?
Oh, right.
Yeah, and that's when Chara says she can do Nadine Coyle. So you may have picked up about Nadine from mine and Ben's Girls Aloud obsession, but she's basically the main vocalist from Girls Aloud, and she's a Northern Irish celebrity, same part of Ireland as Chara.
What's the connection to Julie Andrews with her?
There isn't one.
Oh, okay. But does she audition for a lot of...
Nope.
Okay, so it's totally made up.
It's completely random.
Okay. Because I was like, oh, she must be auditioning for lots of parts, and that's why it's funny.
It completely... Oh. It's completely like, Rue's just like...
Just totally out there.
Yeah, and I think I couldn't even work out in this moment as... Yeah, Rue's like, well, why don't you just do Nadine as Mary Poppins? That'll be fun. It's just, I'm just like bizarre. She kind of just threw it out there, and yeah, it really does work. And then Rue announces that the Snatch Game kind of people are going to be John and Rachel from S Club 7.
No clue.
I was going to say, did you get S Club 7? I feel like even if you did get them in this country, they definitely didn't cross your path. You were an alt girly back in the day, weren't you?
Yeah. Well, what? I mean, I was into pop too, but. What did they have a hit that I would know?
How dare you? Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. S Club 7's only hit was Never Had a Dream Come True. It went to number 10. Okay. Never had a dream come true. Well, it's Rachel Stevens especially is kind of a big deal because she had a solo career that the gays of a certain age have not been able to ever let go of. So we get to Snatch Game, and yeah, I wanted to. There's S Club 7, but also Rachel Stevens. So she is famous for mainly her first song that she did when she left or went solo. It was called Sweet Dreams, My LAX. Oh. And at the time when it came out, everyone was like, this is a fun song, but it doesn't make any sense. It basically got written for Britney Spears, and it was meant to be her response to Cry Me a River. And they never did. She didn't want to record it, or she didn't want to release it. So it went to Rachel Stevens, and she inexplicably had this song that made no sense. That was about her ex living in LA.
Had an LA ex. That's so funny. Anyway. And so were both them, the girl and the guy judge, they were both from S Club 7.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
And they're still friends.
Yes, they all seem pretty. They had a reunion, and then one of their members died as they were just on the cusp of doing the reunion. One of the guys passed away, and it kind of ended their reunion stuff. Sad. Yeah. So I never quite know how to do notes for Snatch Game. Mm-hmm. I guess we could do person by person.
Yeah, I just kind of did it in order of what stuck out to me.
So what did you feel about Marmalade?
I mean, she started off okay, but the thing about Marm is she's very well prepared, right? But there's something missing. Like there's like an X factor missing.
She definitely doesn't have... She's not as spontaneous, I think.
That's it. Yeah, she's too rehearsed.
Yeah, although she's smart in the sense that she just did that thing on Snatch Game where you just write the answer that you want to write so you can use your joke, which I think
shoehorn it in.
Yeah, which is kind of, it doesn't show that you're good at improv, but it shows that because I think sometimes people get messed up by the Snatch Game where they try and answer the question properly and then they end up not being funny at all.
It shows that she prepared.
Yeah. And then...
And she looked great.
Chanel, she did actually kind of an okay impression of Coco Peru of her voice. She kind of did an okay job of that. But yeah, her answers were really long as well. It was like, if you start bombing in Snatch Game, just keep it tight and at least be shit and short.
Yeah.
I don't know what she was doing. You could see on her face as well. You could see in her eyes. The moment she started talking, it all started to like...
She was like, oh no.
No.
Reverse.
Yeah.
Kyron's Elvis voice, I thought was really so funny. I was not surprising that low voice to come out of him.
I also loved her makeup. She did a gorgeous job of...
Like a shiny lip.
Like gorgeous.
Great. Never seen great.
And she just was... She actually also... She did a better version of Mom's stuff, which is she clearly had answers ready and she had her jokes ready, but they felt more... She just did it in a way that felt more spontaneous. Yeah. She had that really good gag of eating the card that she thought was a burger. Yeah. You could tell she was going to do that with any question.
Okay, because the thing with Elvis and the burgers, that was like the last thing he ate, and then he died on the toilet.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Relisa, I was immediately like, you're in trouble, girl.
She made such a crazy choice. To play a character that she'd done in a sketch from 3 weeks ago, and as they pointed out, the lines were written for her. To do that character pretending to be Rihanna was just really...
I feel like it could have been funny, but it wasn't. It was just,
Yeah, she should have... I feel like she should have done, like, even the version where she says that she's herself pretending to be Rihanna would have made more sense, if she was just like, don't tell anyone, but I'm really Relisa. Like, even that would have been kind of...
It was just too much.
There's too many layers of bonkersness. And I wrote SOS and I laughed at myself because that's a Rihanna song.
SOS.
So poor Elisa, she really was just in trouble. But yeah. And then Lavoie as Liza. I was questioning what the hell she was wearing. Was it like an illusion? That her chest was like that illusion material as if it was meant to be her skin,
like
but it was really
sheer?
baggy and like very weird.
I just was like red sequins. Yeah. But mispronouncing Rue's name is always funny.
Yes.
I was thinking Ben did that as Dame Maggie Smith.
Yes.
He was like, RuPaul.
Exactly. Yeah, and she's an obvious person to do some good backwards and forwards stuff. Love that kind of stuff. Chara. And I thought, I was like, how is she going to do this? And she did actually do a very smart version of it where it wasn't like she was just pretending that Nadine from Girls Aloud was Mary Poppins. I think that would have taken too much explanation. So yeah, she basically was being Nadine auditioning for Mary Poppins. And as they said later in her critique, it was really smart because she had two really good frames of reference if she needed them. So she could do Mary Poppins jokes or Nadine jokes.
Yeah.
And I think Nadine's whole thing is that she has a really crazy Northern Irish accent that's kind of all over the place. And she did a good, she did great.
Yeah, she got big laughs the whole time. And I was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah. I can imagine if you don't know who Nadine is, it was a really wild ride to watch.
Yeah, I was confused. But I was happy for her. And I think once you get that initial big laugh, it just gives you confidence to keep going.
Yeah, you could, like, totally. It's like the opposite of when Chanel didn't get a laugh to start with. You saw her just be like,
Spiral.
oh god.
Yeah.
Octavia, oh no, Lil was great. She
looked a mess, which was
She did.
hilarious.
And I just said, relaxed as usual. Fabulous.
Yeah. And did you see her note card? It said HRH, Queen Victoria or whatever.
Yes.
And I had to look that up because I didn't know
Her
what
Royal
that,
Highness.
Yeah, I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, I thought she was fabulous. I loved her final joke where she thought that she pretended that they were like at a dinner. And she was like, when is the first course going to be served?
Yeah, that was funny. She was like being demanding. Yeah, that was funny.
And then Octavia, she did okay. I like that she basically played just a random Welsh woman. Mm-hmm. She kind of was just being a Welsh person, which I thought was played into what she can do very well. But it just didn't quite go anywhere.
Yeah, I guess that's a safe thing to do if you don't really have a strong character in mind. Just be yourself and make it a character.
That's what Thingy did when she played the devil, remember?
Yeah.
Who was it?
What's her name? The Tuck. Trinity
the Tuck.
No longer the Tuck. Trinity.
Yes.
But I thought RuPaul was handing out laughs too easily.
Yeah, she was.
Is that part of his trying to make it good?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think she was being more generous than normal. I never thought I'd live in a world where I heard Rachel Stevens say the word cock ring. That's not her vibe at all. Rachel Stevens is very like cozy Marks and Spencer's kind of.
Okay, that's hilarious. Love
so
that.
It was really, really odd to hear her say that. Considering she's known as like a pop star, she's one of the most boring people that's ever walked the planet.
Okay.
And we love
no
her for
scandals.
it. Oh, not one scandal to be found in her entire life. She's just this very attractive. She was attractive when she was in S Club. She never got into any trouble.
Wow.
Now she's just this very attractive older gal who's
Just
like
doing her thing.
Yeah, she's very Kashmir in North London.
Okay. I love that she let it hang loose.
Yeah. What else did I eat? Oh, I loved Rue's pronunciation of Nadine because in the UK or Ireland it's Nadine, not Nadine. He kept calling her Nadine. Nadine.
Oh, okay.
Very.
I don't know why you guys always say Graham. Graham. I don't. It all sounds the same to me.
Oh no, to British people, it sounds like you're saying gram, like GRAM, like 100 grams.
Okay, like grandma, Graham.
Yeah, exactly. Like the measurement, 100
How do you say
grams.
Graham?
Graham.
It's
actually more of a Graham.
Graham. Like it's 2 syllables.
Yeah, gray. Yeah, gray the color.
Graham.
Yeah, there you go.
Graham.
Okay.
Yeah, it all sounds the same to me.
Whereas Americans all go Graham.
Graham Norton. Yeah.
Graham Norton.
I thought it was funny when Marm said that she blames the young people on their pronouns.
Yes.
It was like bringing her character into the current times.
Absolutely.
It was funny.
Yeah, and I think, was it also Lil did that a little bit with hers as well. She kind of, oh no, I liked that Mom had a good answer about, she did kind of a political answer where she was talking about fascism.
Yeah, she
I
was
thought
like,
that was good.
saying like, what?
Yeah.
Why do people not like fascism?
Right. Now, then Octavia did an inexplicable Michael Jackson impression. Obviously explicable because she thought that Rue likes it, but it made no sense.
Yeah.
And one of my final lines was, will this ever end?
Yeah.
Oh, and Lavoie did some prop queen stuff where she had a fake leg that she whisked around.
I was thinking, did Alexis do that or she just did the
she used
kicks?
her real leg.
Okay. Okay, the thing, I don't want to like discredit Lavoie's performance, but I think Alexis Michelle did it so well that it's hard to like.
Hers was very high energy, wasn't it? Lavoie's was a bit more chilled out, which I think it's the high energy thing is so much flashier. It kind of gets you to feel like it's funnier.
But it's hard for me to be like, I don't know. I don't see it as iconic as if it was her own, like no one had ever done it before.
I feel like I'll remember
so good before.
I think the only person when this whole show is gone and I can only remember, I think I'll only remember Charity doing Nadine and Mary Poppins. Okay. Even though I think Kyron's amazing.
Good job, Charity.
I just think it's going to be the only one I remember because it's so weird.
Lil did a funny, like, what is it called? Physical comedy where she was like tired waving, like she's like doesn't care. Yeah. Thought that was hilarious.
Really leaning into what she does best as well, being like, oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
And my final note was Chara really should give Rue some money for her suggestion because it really did turn everything around for her.
She had a great episode.
Yeah. Okay, so should we go to Elimination Day?
Mm-hmm.
So the gals come in. Releasa's basically like, I know I'm in danger, so whatever. She says she can't remember anything she said or did.
Blocking it out.
Yeah. Then we have a nice little chat between Chara and Octavia where they kind of talk about anxiety and self-confidence. And I thought Chara did a good job, especially that thing of saying you have to give yourself grace. I thought, yes, I'm with you there.
Yeah, it's good to have these moments because it reminds us that they're actually people and we shouldn't just judge them so harshly.
Right. And
because Chara is hard for me because all I see is blue.
Right.
I'm sorry, Chara, but no, it's you're great in your own right.
It's tricky.
It's hard. It is very hard.
She's really in her shadow, isn't she? And
but I'm glad she had a good episode.
Yeah, she deserved it, I think. Yeah. And then Chanel is not happy. You can tell she's mad.
But she is in her sheep sweater.
Yes. And then she has a nice chat with Kyron, which I thought was an interesting combo, where Kyron's like, oh, who's like supporting you at home? And she talks about how her friends are kind of her support system and how she calls them every day and how now she's kind of not believing in herself. I feel like this was mostly her crying because she did badly in the challenge, but like...
She said she didn't want to let her friends down.
Yeah.
It was sad.
It was sad. And I thought Kyron was really nice at this moment, especially seeing as she's been pretty bitchy about her in the interviews.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of surprised me because Chanel, I guess, like, maybe she overcompensates so much, but it surprised me that she was dealing with so much self-doubt.
Well, she's young as well. That's the thing with Chanel's, especially because in drag, she's got an older look to her. So you start to think she's a bit more of a seasoned queen, but she's actually still super young. Yeah. I think, she's in her 20s.
And she's so polished.
Yeah.
I don't know, probably.
Okay, should we get to the main stage? What is Rue wearing in this episode?
I was like, I wrote WTF, pink furry boots, horrible pink outfit with weird draping in front. Yeah. It was bad to me.
It was bad, but I kind of liked it because it was kind of really out of the box for her.
It was wild.
It's like she was like, oh, fuck it. I'm going to just do what I want.
What is she wearing?
And then, I was meant to explain to you at this point that who Amanda Holden was, but I've already done that.
Yeah, she had great banter with Ellen. I knew like they were friends just from that.
And then the main stage theme is Doctor Who Is She? And they have had to come up with their own Doctor Who inspired characters. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the lore on the podcast, Bri, but Ben and I both hate Doctor Who.
Yeah, I tried to watch it once, couldn't get into it, so I have no idea. It's like sci-fi, fantasy, steampunk, right?
Yes, okay. It's very much, it was really, it's been on, it's one of, I think it's like the longest running British TV show, I think, because it's been around for so long. But my problem with it is that it's really scared people in like the 70s and 80s because everything looked shit. Okay. And then my problem with it now is that it's still beloved and it looks shit. And I'm like, well, we could...
It's just like a cult.
Yeah, it's completely a cult thing. Okay. And Ben hates it because it's, it falls under everything sci-fi and fantasy that he hates. I love sci-fi and fantasy, but I cannot get on board with Doctor Who. It's too embarrassing. It makes me embarrassed when other people from other countries look at it and think that we think it's good. Yeah. I get like embarrassed for the UK.
It's no Harry Potter.
Oh my God. How many people do you think are having to have Harry Potter tattoos lasered off? Because I feel like a lot.
There's a lot.
I feel like a lot of the.
And there's some big ones too.
I feel like a lot of gays got that. Got the
triangle thing.
The triangle thing tattooed on them.
Yeah. I mean, that's not so bad because maybe a lot of people don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And they just think it's like a symbol. I have this tattoo on my arm that just says the word always. And people have asked me if that's from Harry Potter. And I'm like, no, it's not.
What is it from?
It's just like me and my friend got it together because we always say always known.
Okay.
And so she got known and I got always.
Oh, that's
always
nice.
known. Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
It's like an inside joke.
But I do like that people are like, oh yeah, Harry Potter.
And I'm like, nope. I don't think I have any tattoos for
IP.
Fandom. Do I? Oh gosh, I have to check myself.
I think so. I mean, I have one tattoo, and my tattoo is
yours is Fandom.
It's very much IP.
Yes.
It is Garfield.
Yes. I mean, I do have Jesus on my arm.
Well, that's the original IP, isn't it?
I mean.
So, Kyron is up first, and she is doing kind of an alien character who is coming out of a television. And I thought they really worked with the queens on this because they dimmed the lights for her to show her the lights on her costume.
It was a little crunchy. I thought Amazon bodysuit, and it felt a little homemade just for her level. But
Yeah.
she still looked good. I mean, her face was great and she looked great otherwise.
Yeah, I didn't write down anything that they said. It's just worth noting that Amanda Holden essentially was having the time of her goddamn life.
Yeah.
They gave her
she's
every
hilarious.
single joke. They
Yeah.
played every single joke. Her and Alan are like holding hands, cackling at one point.
Yeah.
So Chanel came out and she's doing kind of like, she's in like an armor and she has these really long.
It
she
was
says-
like football pads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she says that they're meant to be tentacles with a glamorous nail on them, but
Yeah.
unfortunately,
It looked
Michelle
like
pointed out it looks like a dog's penis.
Yeah, it was a little cringe.
Yeah.
And I felt bad because she said she made it and she was so proud of it.
Yeah.
And I really, that made me feel bad because I really wanted to see that for her.
Yeah.
But maybe like in a club or something, it would have been great. But
Right.
on the main stage, it was just,
Yeah.
it was too brown and too like.
Yes, it was too brown. You're right.
Yeah.
It was there was nothing.
It was like, it was kind of shades of chrome too, but it was
Yeah.
just all kind of blended too much. It needed something else.
And then next was Chara.
Tinky Winky, all grown up.
Yeah. She was doing kind of quite a classic a alien with a green face, but I just
Yeah.
love how in her Northern Irish accent how she says Doctor Who. She says Doctor Who.
Dr. Hate.
Doctor Who. This is my Doctor Who character.
I thought the dress was pretty and regal. They kind of like thought it was plain later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Relisa comes out and she is a barefoot witch kind of
Wild.
hair creature. This
Wild
is cool.
look. Yeah, it was cool.
Really cool.
It was creepy.
Felt like it could have fit quite a lot of different runways as well.
It was like a tree branch.
Yeah.
With hair, long, like white hair hanging out. It was very creepy. And Amanda said it was reminded her of her minge.
Yes, and I thought I'd ask you. Do you know the word minge? Have you heard it
Yes,
before?
I've learned that from Ginger Minge.
Yeah. Oh, of course, of course. I think Amanda, what's her face from Mamma Mia, Amanda Seyfried. I think she has a tattoo of the word minge because
What?
she learnt that from Dominic Cooper on Mamma Mia and thought it was really funny. I swear she has a tattoo
Whoa,
that says
I'm gonna
minge.
have to look that up.
Anyway, I'm full of some strange
I
facts
know.
today. And then Mom, I just wrote lovely outfit.
Yeah, I mean, it was very costumey, but it was great. Oh, and Amanda wanted it.
Yeah, she said she wants to wear it for the Britain's Got Talent finals, which I thought was funny.
That would be funny if she actually wore it.
Now we need to talk about Lil's outfit. This was fucking crazy.
This was insane. I have it all caps. Oh my God, what is happening? Who are you? It did not look like her at all.
So good. So she says she's doing a creature that like is taking on the form of the most evil thing that she can imagine. So she's meant to be a alien that's like half turning into a politician.
Yes.
So she looks like, I'm not sure if she was doing a specific reference, but she's doing a very general, it's almost like an 80s, all the politicians in the UK in the 80s looked like that. It's kind of
okay.
like a very specific.
The blonde comb or the big glasses.
Yes, yeah, she looked like kind of an.
It was
an
like
80s,
an accountant look to me.
It was very like an evil kind of
Big
conservative.
teeth. Oh,
like,
it was so insane. So
really
well done.
cool.
The torn suit.
Oh, and Amanda says, "Oh, this looks like it's a combination of you and me" to Alan, and Alan says, "Oh yeah, it looks like our child." Which I thought was
It
funny.
was so unhinged, but it was great. Oh, she's so insane. I love it.
Then poor Octavia comes out in her swamp witch look.
Yeah.
This is a real. Speaking of the browns in Chanel's
little too
outfit,
swampy.
This is real shades of sludge.
It was kind of a caftan that
Yeah.
just made it look swampy. Yeah, but
And then she had like a split up the side because when she turned to the side and she was just wearing those very like. Do you see the boots she was wearing? It was like a chunky heeled black boot. It felt very much like just what a gal would be wearing
it
in
took
autumn.
you out of the swamp
It
illusion.
really did. I was like, oh, she's like going out like pumpkin patch to like.
Yeah, it wasn't
I don't know.
great.
And then Lavoie, she also got a lighting change, and she's kind of got this like alien costume where it looks like she's got these two things like suctioned onto her breasts. She said that it's pumping into her, but they were making lots of jokes about her basically lactating.
Yeah, Michelle said, "Sucks while you shop. What's better in life?"
Oh, and she does refer to herself as, it's kind of a fun Liza Minnelli, but like she said Liza Minnelli in home base. And I thought I'd explain that to
No
you.
clue.
Essentially, it's Home Depot.
Oh, home base, Home Depot.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Liza Minnelli in home base. Okay.
Yeah. So after the main stage, safe queens are Mom and Lil. I thought, fine. I wish
I know, I wanted
Lil
Lil to be high, but I'll take safe.
because I really liked that when they were getting them to come forward, when Lil stepped forward, all the judges started laughing again.
I know. So good. So funny. She has like a really good sense of humor.
Yeah, she really does. So if anyone hears the chair moving in this recording, I really can't do anything about it.
Your poor back.
I basically have a broken back, so everyone needs to relax. Okay, so for Kyron, they felt like Michelle says she loves that her take on Elvis was very drag. Mm-hmm. And they loved her kind of eating the cards. And they also said, which I think is very important, she was very generous with the other girls. She included as many people as she could, which was good.
Yeah, they said it's something they've never seen before, which was great.
Poor Chanel. Essentially, what we were saying, which is to choose someone who does a character already is kind of handicapping yourself right from the start. Not good.
And she didn't have her own point of view.
Yeah. Chara, I love that Michelle said, I can tell that that Rue told you to do this in the workroom because it's so insane.
Wait, who said that?
Michelle said it.
Oh, okay.
And Alan said on paper it looked like a really bad idea, but it was actually very clever because you gave yourself 2 reference points. Mm-hmm. And they were very positive, and they did a cut to Chanel looking like not happy when Chara was getting good critiques, which I was like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah. She's like, God damn it. They said they didn't love her runway, which I'm like, it wasn't bad. It's like, what are they? They're really, really raising their standards for the UK now. Yeah. They don't want to see any H&M, and this was not H&M.
No.
I didn't think it was bad.
I know what she looked like. She kind of looked like a bug. Like a brown bug.
Yeah.
Like Relisa, they said, her character became very jumbled up and felt very flat.
Flat, yeah.
Amanda said it felt like Rihanna after she'd been microdosing.
Yeah, that was good.
But they loved her runway. And we got the first mention of the word minge, which was just lovely. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So yes, they loved. They said it needed another layer, and then at this point, Michelle said her hair looked like a pot noodle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I assume that was like top ramen.
Yeah, cup of noodles. It's exactly the same as cup of noodles, but pot noodles are just this specific brand that just is so British. Especially like she literally looked like the chicken and mushroom flavor, which is in a green pot, and the actual color of the noodles looks exactly like her wig. For Lavoie, they loved her. They loved the leg joke. And then essentially they told Lavoie that her and Kyra need to book the London Palladium, which is a big theatre, and just do a double act show as Liza and Elvis. Mm-hmm. And I really loved what Amanda said, which I think is kind of what they said last week about Lavoie. She said, I can see that years and years of like work have got into what you do. And you know what I mean? Like they're basically saying, we can see your experience, and it shows.
That was a nice moment.
Yeah.
Did Liza and Elvis had crossover in real life?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they must have done. Mm-hmm. So there's not really that much to talk about in Untucked.
Yeah, it wasn't too much.
It was a pretty, it was pretty obvious. Chara was happy. Chanel was upset. Relisa was like, I knew it was going to be shit. I don't really know what else to say about Untucked.
Yeah, that's about it.
Let's move on before my back completely seizes up. So... safe for the week was Chara and Octavia. And the winners were Lavoie and Kyron. It was a double win. This is Lavoie. So that means Chanel and Relisa are going to be lip syncing. And I wrote at this point, poor Chanel. So interesting about the song choice. I'm guessing you didn't know what this song was, right?
I wrote down Girls Aloud Something Kinda Ooh.
Yes. So this is a really high energy song that deserves 2 very high energy performers. And I thought this was the weirdest lip sync.
Yeah, and hard with their costumes on.
Poor Chanel's trying to like wave those arms around, and one of the nails falls off.
Yeah.
She's a pretty stiff performer anyway. She's always just kind of walking around and standing in one spot. And I thought she was even more like stiff because of this costume.
Oh yeah, I wrote Chanel lost the Red Rockets.
And then I actually thought that Relisa kind of made a bit of a mistake here as well. I think she should have committed to breaking out of her costume because because you could see it was all in her like shoulders were kind of trapped.
Yeah, so she was just doing like a creeping around.
So she was able to do a couple of like leg tricks, but I think she could have really benefited from just like snapping out of the costume and just throwing it off and like dancing around in like a bodysuit or whatever was underneath.
Yeah. Well, she pulled it out.
Well, one of our friends, I can't remember who to give credit to, but they described that song as cocaine in a song form.
Oh, okay.
And how now every time I hear that, I think, oh my God, it makes me feel like I've taken cocaine. Not that I ever have. Anyway. So Relisa is told Shantae you stay, and Chanel is told to sashay away. I liked Chanel's exit. I thought she had a fun thing. She came on and tried to sing Happy Birthday again and then just walked off.
That was good.
And what did Rue say? She said, I hate that song.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, poor Benel. R.I.P.
Can you believe that Ben is not here for the week that his own counterpart leaves? I think, listen, there's rumors swirling that he's having work done in Mexico. I think it's a combo. I think it's
Ben is having work done?
No, that's the joke. He's there for Colin's birthday.
Okay, I was like, what?
But I'm just saying.
I saw Ben's, okay, real quick. We don't have to talk about Ben all the time, but I saw his story in Mexico last night, though, and he was petting a little chihuahua, and then it was like quiet the whole time, but they're like, what's his name? What's his name? You know, and then Ben goes, gracias. I was like, oh my God.
That gorgeous Scottish accent. Yeah. Gracias. So next week's episode is going to be a rusical, and in a wild thing, the guest judge is a singer called Beverly Knight, who is a wild person to be on the show. She's the self-titled UK Queen of Soul, and she does a lot of musicals.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I noticed there was talks of Kyron being cocky.
Yeah.
She might come to a head.
I doubt it.
Wait, so what are your predictions for the season?
Well, I feel like Lavoie and Kyron are it's kind of a lock between the two of them for the top two. And I think the third position is, I think it's between Lil and Relisa. I think if Relisa can turn it around, I just think the two of them are kind of floating in a position where they can definitely take the third spot.
And a rusical, I feel like that's maybe more Relisa.
Yes, exactly. If she gets a character that works for her, I feel like she can still be there for the end. But my prediction is,
they're gonna, top four. I can see that for sure.
But Relisa and Lil are really they both have a weakness that is gonna maybe hold them back from being in that top three. So,
and then like fifth is like Mom or somebody.
Yes, yeah. I don't know if Mom's she's a little too serious to make it all the way, I think. Anyway. Well, thank you so much for doing the episode with me.
My pleasure. It was so fun.
Always appreciate it.
I love Drag Race UK.
Yeah, it really is the best.
So good.
So yeah, we'll be back, I think, with a regular episode next, because Ben will be back from his trip to Mexico. Gracias! And yeah, but thank you so much for doing this, and goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
Igo by Toyota sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13.
I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.